It's really scary.
I love it.
I didn't play Binding of Isaac, uh, but isn't it? Don't you? Do you not get the feeling that I watched the Sony thing to cover it for the website, and I got the feeling that Microsoft did just a little bit on their indie things, and they said, "Oh, we can self-publish, and we'll give you free developer kits and stuff." And then Sony then had to spend half an hour going, "No, we really love indies. Like, yeah, they're just pretending. No, look." So they had to go for like half, yes, literally half an
Super into
hour
it.
going, "Here are all these indie games," and yeah, I worry that sort of Joe Call of Duty just started watching the Sony conference on IGN or whatever, and then with an hour before anything big budget happening, just went, "Oh, so this PS4 only plays like 8-bit games? Okay."
Yeah. I mean, I think it's cool. In a way, I mean, yes, indie has its own thing, independently made, but are we now getting back to the point where games that we call indie really are just games as they were being made in the 90s? A small group of creative people working together with a decent singular vision, as opposed to a massive studio with lots of arms. I mean, what we now call indie, we just called game development 15 years ago, right?
Mm. Yeah.
So in a way, like, and what's his name, Mark Cerny, was describing the PS4, sort of the aura around it, as being like the original PlayStation. People being excited to get on this new thing that can do lots of things, and they, having the good relationship. But obviously, he's going to say we've got a great relationship with indies, because that's their shtick with this launch,
Mm.
isn't it? But I don't know, it's cool because a lot of cool, interesting new stuff came out around the start of the PlayStation, because it was a new thing without any existing franchises, and so that I think it's a good thing for everyone. I love, if you watch all the videos I make, I mainly make indie videos and play indie games, because I think games with a smaller scope of vision or intent generally makes for better games. There's not
Yeah,
that many.
I think, well, I think they've made a box for you and me, but I'm not sure whether you and me is indicative of the most of the populace.
But I think people like us might be the trendsetters or the tastemakers. They know that there are people who are gonna get the Xbox anyway because it's the last thing they had and nothing's gonna change their mind. Maybe hearing from their more game-oriented friends that the PS4's gonna be better for games, because that's what they'll be hearing, and the 360 or the new Xbox One is gonna be bad for consumers or bad for people. They're bad people. Maybe getting that gist over will have done the job already, and they've already made their decision or made their pre-order or whatever, or made their demands to their parents, more
Mm.
likely. So I think maybe the damage has already been done for Microsoft, to the point where the PS4 just has to keep looking like it's good for games, and the people who sit and watch hours of trailers like you and me will go and tell our friends who don't watch hours of trailers that the PS4 is going to be the better machine, and maybe that'll trickle down in that way. Because
Mm.
I think everyone knows you can get it on both. The people who just play Call of Duty and Madden have had conversations with their friends. Oh, my brother's got a PlayStation. He plays with all his friends, and I've got an Xbox, and we can't play against each other. That's just not how it works. They're aware of the fact that the two different platforms are separate, and I think that's about as deep as maybe a lot of people's knowledge goes, especially parents and things. But if they keep hearing that PlayStation 4 is better for games, Xbox One is bad for consumers, then maybe, and they're aware that all these games that they like are multi-platform, the sports games and Call of Duty and Battlefield, they are multi-platform. You can get them on anything. Then maybe they'll just go, well, that one's good, this one's bad. I can get the games I want on both, and go for the good one.
Mm.
And it's cheaper.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's you know multi-platform is all I want. This thing's cheaper, and I've heard bad things about the other thing. Which one am I going to pick?
Yeah.
So maybe they know that battle's already won, or maybe they genuinely do want to focus on being creative and creating new titles and franchises and characters and mascots.
Well,
I want to see
speaking of
the age of the
mascots,
mascot come back around. And maybe it will in this next trailer. Let's go. Oh, shut up, cat. He's the worst. All right, next.
If we gave you something free to play with and dropped in a bunch of like-minded chums. In fact, imagine a whole community of happy little sack chums. Imagine if we gave you instant access to a continuous supply of wonderful things to do and let you buy other fun stuff at the touch of a button. Imagine if you had access to a jam-packed wardrobe filled to the brim with costumes and accessories, where you could create a whole new you. And then share your favorite ensembles with your friends, or even choose to buy them there and then. Imagine if you could compete in exciting challenges to win magnificent and positively majestic prizes, or even set your very own challenges for other sack chums to play. Imagine if we gave you a truckload of tools so that you could make your own levels and games, and then you could share your wonderful creations with the rest of the world. Imagine that. Well, you don't have to imagine at all, because we've crafted and crammed all of these fun features.
imagine microtransactions. Stephen.
Accessible for everyone. How
Don't be cynical.
Well, it was the obvious thing to do, wasn't it? Make Little Big Planet free to play. Only on PS3 at the moment, though.
That's pretty weird.
I wouldn't be surprised if it went PS4 as well.
Should we go straight into this next one? Well, Little Big Planet, if they're making a toy box, which it kind of already was, make it free to play, make it even more powerful so you can make different types of games without it being awkward to do. And you've got something that competes with... I've completely forgotten the name of the Xbox one.
Yeah.
You've also
Project
forgotten then.
Something. Project.
We're good at this.
Yeah.
All right. That thing where you make stuff on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Now Sony has one. Moving on.
Not many things they showed were Vita only, so this looks like a good Vita game.
This music seems very me.
I just love the fact that I think everybody who in sort of mid to Eastern Europe that were making those crazy Channel 4 cartoons like 20 years ago are now making video games, and that's great.
Yeah, like they're putting their weirdness to maybe even a bigger audience, possibly.
Right.
It's quite nice. Yeah, that looked like a really, something like the Wii or the Vita, where it's got specific interface stuff, like the tilty or the back touch or the touch screen or the whatever. They're pretty much, as a rule, only good when that game is only designed for that platform. I can't think of many exceptions where a multi-platform game has been good on the Wii, for example. Apparently Killzone using the Move and stuff was fun, but, as Tanner said, was that yesterday? Tanner said that when we were watching the Killzone trailer. So, maybe. But it's good that, I mean, Uncharted, we've talked about this on the podcast, Golden Abyss, it overused its nonsense, didn't it?
Yes.
But it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. And this looks like it's going to use the sort of the tilty to turn your thing upside down and everything. I've always wondered that. Well, not always. It's not something that keeps me up at night. But if you turn your Vita upside down for gameplay purposes, you've basically got a D-pad on the left and the buttons on the right. It's just you switching buttons, right?
But that's what, yeah, everybody, not everybody, but I've heard a couple of indies say, hey, if you hold your Vita like vertical, you've got an analog stick and a bunch of buttons on
Yeah.
both sides. It's the perfect thing for one device multiplayer, but no, it seems nobody's tried that. You know?
If you think about like how a tennis game would work, or
Yeah.
something like that, you've got the net in the middle, you're controlling your guy at either end of the screen. That would work really well, I think. Let's make a tennis game.
Okay.
Next
Can't be
trailer.
that hard. I think I could probably do that in Game Maker.
Yeah, knock it up.
It would look very good, but
Let's watch this. This is a PS4 interface. We've probably already seen most of this, but let's go for it.
yeah.
Thrilling so far. You're in Europe.
This is just, yeah, the beginning of the thing. I thought when the armchair appeared that this was going to be a terrible sort of Cirque du Soleil style introduction to the PS4,
I'm all for that sort of nonsense.
But
If
it
you're going to
was-
do something, don't do by half.
where it's just Yosp playing some PS4. But the
Doing
one
it by
thing that
half.
I hated about this entire conference was that it kept on cutting from the direct feed from the screen to this sort of shot of everybody watching the screen. It's the most frustrating
Yeah, I
thing.
mean, you've
We're
got-
going to see this a whole bunch in this video. It's just like, just show us what's on the fucking screen. I don't care about the audience.
It makes sense to sort of have it set the stage. You know, this is at a live conference, especially when things are happening on the stage that you need to see. But when you're just showing a video for 4 straight minutes, just set up the establishing shot at the start and then leave the video on the screen.
Yeah.
I feel like we're supposed to be seeing something. Is there like a massive delay between what he's pressing and what's happening on the screen or something? Right, that needs to be
That's
paused.
interesting. Yeah.
What's going on there? This sounds completely out of sync for me. Is it the same for you?
Yeah, it's the same for me.
Is this actually how it went down?
No, it wasn't. When I watched the actual conference, and it was
Is
as
this
it should be.
a balked video then?
It's a bulk video.
All right. Well, you go about trying to find that, and I'll move on to the next video.
Well, I could do it, but it would be the whole 90 minutes. Did you play Dear Esther?
Not much of it. I have it. I intend to play more of it, but I'm a bit of an idiot, so just a game where you wander about a bit. I don't know. Without being told what to do, especially. I was like, well, I could be playing something where I do understand the intention here, so I don't know. I think I am quite dumb, though.
I like the idea of having some sort of extinction event set in the middle of the Cold War. Well, not the middle of the Cold War, but kind of the height of that paranoia. It's quite interesting to me.
Keep the doors shut. Do not go outside the house.
And the thing with this game is now it's exclusive to PS4. It was going to be coming out on PC, but they said they basically couldn't handle making this game without the help they would get from Sony. So, which might have been like a self-deprecating excuse, you know, like, oh, we needed the help, but when really they just meant we got money.
Yeah, I think help means money, and that's how. I think even in the article you showed me, it was like, well, we could have started a Kickstarter, but we don't think we'd have made that enough cash to do what we wanted.
Yeah. All right. So this is hopefully a proper video that's in sync of.
Just looked at that opening shot. Just looks like
lovely.
Shuhei Yoshida sadly masturbating.
Bringing up his little 3D doll friends. I like that the games all have sort of music. I mean, that already exists on PS3, right? But that was always a nice touch that I liked. You put a game in and you hover over its name and it plays you like the theme tune for the game. It's great.
But this bit's interesting, that it's still got remnants of the XMB in there.
Yeah, the sort of horizontal menu. So what are we looking through here? Just game collection or videos or something?
I think this is videos of what other people, what friends are playing.
Oh, this is all live, immediate, jump on and watch this guy playing.
Yeah.
There are things about the PS4 that excite me. You know, this whole sitting in front of a computer with a webcam and streaming and stuff like that. I do that already anyway. And if it makes it super easy, then cool. I'm not the sort of person who'll say, oh, all these people are going to be on the internet doing what I do. I'm going to be less popular now.
Because you're not popular anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I don't know, I'm very tempted to take Jay's pre-order. PSN and Killzone looks like it might be enough to tide me over until everything starts coming out. But you always make these excuses when there's a crap launch lineup to make yourself get a console, don't you?
Yeah, we talked about it on the podcast yesterday that it was, if you get a PS4 and Plus, you're kind of good for a couple of months. Because I mean, I was thinking, I want Drive Club for something flashy to say, look at this box, and I want Wrestler Gun because that looks awesome. And they're both on Plus in the first month, so.
I'd probably get this as well. And things like sports games, I'd get multiple. See, the thing is, my PC is really good, and you can plug Xbox 360 controls into them now, and pay less for the games, and the games will probably look better. Well, as good as the PS4, probably. I don't know.
If you're in Europe.
Ooh, what's going on there? Is he using a move for that, or is he tilting his controller?
I think he might be using the touchpad.
Oh, yeah, that makes far more sense.
This looks really good. Really good. Coming out of Spain as well, you don't really hear that much of Spanish.
Yeah, I've heard a bit of hype, and I don't know anything about it or the people making it, so let's shut up. So far, I'm seeing Eco with a different color palette.
You see, yeah, Eco plus Journey, which is something that's fine by me.
Ooh, the animation there looked very nice.
It's even got a similar font, doesn't it, to Eco?
Looks like the same font as From Dust.
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah. Indie game.
I bloody love fonts.
Yeah. Why, I don't know why this exists. For all the things, especially after you shut down Psygnosis anyway. why Shadow of the Beast is a thing to be remade. Like the original style over substance. Here's a technical display for your new machine, but ultimately is a really shit game.
Well, maybe that's what they wanted.
It's not like I don't think anybody's going to buy a PS4 because look at Shadow of the Beast. And I guess they made it into a God of War game by the looks of it.
This tells us nothing.
No.
A game is coming out. There will be fighting and monsters in it. Hooray!
Yes, it's a teaser, but it's again this is something designed to get a huge pop from a nostalgic audience, but there really isn't any nostalgia for Shadow of the Beast.
I want to see Theme Hospital re-released.
Yeah, get that.
Here we go. Infamous racist son.
My name is Abigail Walker, but my friends and enemies call me Fetch. I've never hurt an innocent person in my life.
Hey Reg, that conduit struck again. Gotta stroll through the security checkpoint first, and then I'll scope it out.
That's 2 out of 3.
You alright, brother? What happened? Come on, get up, get up. I know just where to put filth like this. She won't be hurting anybody else. What do you think I'm doing to the DUP? When it comes to conduits, it's my call. Not yours, not ours, mine. Meeting new people.
Things happen in this game.
If you like this kind of thing, then this is the kind of thing you like, but I don't.
I like Infamous. I just
Okay.
the trailers for it. I think I will like the game. The trailers for it just make me go, all right. Well, there's a story. I don't understand it. I love this. I love this trailer.
Didn't we already see this trailer? I think we already saw this trailer.
All right, let's skip it.
Yeah. I think we saw it in proper full screen as well, not here's a stage.
Well, you were in charge of cleaning up the playlist afterwards. Just saying.
Right.
I have no interest in this game. I think it looks like a... I mean, even they're describing it as a kid's game. So it's just going to hop and hit things. Great.
I think there's nothing wrong with kids games per se, and I think this looks like a Pixar animation that you can play.
No, I just mean it's there's going to be no depth to it. You're just going to jump around and hit things. But I don't like the Lego games and things like that either, so I don't like really simple hop about and press the hit button. They bore the crap out of me.
I mean, yeah, it depends. Yeah, it really depends how they are. But I think I didn't really like Crash Bandicoot, but a lot of people like that. And that's kind of a kids game that appealed to adults.
Crash Bandicoot was basically Sonic, though, from a different perspective. Move really fast and do some platforming.
Sonic's not a very good game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't actually like Sonic that much either.
Yeah, but, you know, this is something, again, where...
I think if you like the Lego games, this is going to look amazing. I think it looks very pretty.
Yeah, I think it does look very pretty. I think, like, I'm not... Since I'm going to have PS Plus, I'm going to have Drive Club and Resogun there for me. You know, if I feel a little bit flushed with cash when I get my PS4, I might just pick this up as well, just to have something else to play with.
In a lot of ways, I'm just kind of excited that the new console's coming out full stop, and I just want to be there when it happens. It's been so long.
We were talking about Wii U came out last year.
What?
Peggy 3.
Provisional.
It might become R-rated if you can run people over.
Right. Oh, this is a stylized trailer. Come on. Oh, that's it?
I'm glad we watched that.
The worst thing is on the box it says hashtag Drive Club, and then it says Drive Club, and I twitterated one of the guys on
Peggy 3.
the Evolution or wherever it is, says it's not called hashtag Drive Club, is it? He goes, no, it's just called Drive Club. They keep on propagating this hashtag Drive Club.
This is the last proper trailer we're going to watch.
Looks amazing.
Super Stardust HD guys making another shooty, very pretty game.
Like doing what Stardust did to Asteroids, this does to Defender. Like, it looks beautiful. And such a smart choice for like day one PS Plus, where
Yeah.
you know you've got this high score chasing thing straight out of the box. Like, yeah, I mean,
You can watch the Masters live stream their high score runs and stuff. Looks very nicely particle-y, doesn't it? I mean, as fickle as it sounds, I quite like the idea of decent physics being the norm now. Everything falls apart naturally and looks how it should when it gets blown up and things. That excites me. That's more than just sharper graphics do. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a medley, I think, and then we're going to call it a day.
I think in a way Microsoft had a better showing than Sony did, because they were kind of a little bit more focused, and probably because they had half an hour that wasn't live streamed, as opposed to Sony going, well, we have to film 90 minutes of a sort of TV style show. And I think Microsoft stuff kind of made a little bit more sense.
Is there anything that's making you at all think you'd rather get an Xbox One imported than a PS4?
No, because I wouldn't import either one. But I don't know.
Well, you'd have to import to get Xbox One, basically.
Yeah, I mean, say if I was in Europe, then the fact that you get FIFA in the box or whatever, and that might, I'm not sure it would win me over in particular, but I think it would win a lot of people over.
Yeah.
I'm sure imminently they'll just go, well, you don't have to buy Kinect.
Yeah, and now it's $75 cheaper, or maybe they'll just put it down to PS4 price and say no Kinect anymore.
Yeah.
At which point they've completely scrapped their entire identity and they're just making another box that's like the PS4, and that's it. Yeah. It's pretty wank, actually. I really wish they'd kept their original plan and made it different. And I wanted to see how it worked out. Maybe in the long term they would have won. Who knows? But probably not. But I wanted to see how it played out. Whereas now we've just got two pretty much identical boxes. One's playing catch up again. Last time it was Sony playing catch up with all the social and menu stuff, and then with all the Netflix stuff and everything. And this year it's Microsoft playing catch up with trying to make their box look like it plays games. And yeah, it's kind of a bit shit. It's uninteresting. It's not going to be a fun race to watch. It's going to be, well, there's these two boxes. Pick which one you want.
Right.
But it looks like Sony's going to be focusing heavy on the indie stuff, which, as I've said, is exciting for me at least. Yeah. All right. Well, this has been the trailer park for Gamescom 2013. We might, if we find anything else interesting, we'll just stick it straight on the site. Go to wheredoesgonzillapoop.com. There's a podcast and there's lots of videos that we've been putting up recently. I'm hopefully going to make some more today. Anything to say, Chris?
No. Set your watches for TGS, I suppose. That's the next.
Yeah, we're going to go to TGS in about a month. Something like that.
In 4 weeks today.
I should really order my tripods. All right.
Get it sent to you
instead of the Hilton in San Francisco, which is where they went last time. All right, cool. Thank you very much for watching. We love you. Goodbye.
Bye.